So here's our noodle. We always stay a noodle apart. I actually need a noodle.
It's another reminder of the new normal rendered by the pandemic. New signs and cues to stay inside your bubble and keep the virus out.
And that is certainly the new reality of all this, because as I just touched this, I'm remembering in my head that I will need to put this in our to be cleaned bin.
For every classroom used is an empty one for safe distance and a new way of showing care that teachers were once accustomed to.
Ear high fives and the big virtual warm ear hugs and so on. So, you know, it's certainly a different reality, but it's doable. The kids are responding really well to it.
Normally there's 3,000 elementary school students in the West Vancouver School District. Now 33 kids are registered, with 1 or 2 new ones arriving here each day.
The majority of them found it very challenging. There was a bunch of tears and just getting used to the obvious routines of washing hands, not bursting each other's bubbles, and maintaining that social distance even with their teacher, which is so challenging. Even when you're handing out something, you know, it's a bit of a challenge, or leaning over to try to help them with printing.
And for teachers, it's also an adjustment. Babel is normally an English language learning teacher. Now she's educating kindergartners. Julie de la Plante was once a French teacher. Now she's helping grade 3s with remote online learning with their homeschool teachers.
It's really hard to imagine having all 30 of them in a room again, unless we have a vaccine, of course. And it's hard to imagine what September is going to look like.
But bit by bit, restrictions are being lifted. The West Vancouver Health Authority allowed the school to open its play structure to students this week, and teachers continue to find ways to adapt.
This certainly is not a time to become complacent or relaxed. We have to follow the directives of our public health officers. And above all, we have to ensure that our children are safe and well cared for during this challenging time.
While drafting plans to ease restrictions, BC Premier John Horgan says BC is preparing for a full resumption of school by September. Angela Sterrett, CBC News, West Vancouver.